So, without further ado, please give that huge caffeinated welcome to Mike and Eric!
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, no. I know you could be louder than that. Give it up for Mike and Eric!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And it is my job as MC, just so you know, to make you clap and cheer all day. So, buckle up. I'm not going anywhere. All right, let's give it up for the tech team. Yeah, making all this happen. Connected. Yes. All right.
1, 2, 3.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, well, we are so excited to be here.
Yeah, hello everybody again.
GeekConf.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so today we're here to talk about how to server render without rendering on the server.
Yeah. So before we start, I guess, let us introduce ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Mike Grabowski. He's a founder of CallStack. And, you know, they hosted this little conference earlier this year called ReactConf. I'm sure you've heard of it. Now he's a founder of Xplat Labs. And Mike started contributing to the React Native community back in 2016. And you helped with the release process and did a bunch of work on the React Native CLI.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. So we met with Eric actually pretty much about that time. Back in 2015, he was member of the React Native core team at Meta, and he created React Navigation together with other contributors from companies like obviously Meta, Expo, and Community. He's now CTO at Seed Hypermedia, which is a decentralized publishing system.
Right.
So
I think we've done hyped ourselves up enough. You know, we can get to the talk.
Oh yeah, right. So I found out on Twitter a few months ago that Eric was working on something very exciting that I was always dreaming about, which is combining server rendering and native apps. And so we decided to team up together to show you some exciting things today.
Yeah. So today we are so excited to talk to you about server-driven rendering. Now, this technique allows you to define components on the server that are already ready to go on the client. And you're basically just reconfiguring what's going to be rendered on the client. Now, you might hear this and you think, well, that's not really a brand new technique. Like, this is already actually an incredibly popular technique in apps all over the industry. You know, you've got Instagram that uses a technology called blocks to achieve this. And it's used in countless other enterprise apps, including Shopify and Lyft and a bunch more that I couldn't even name, because everybody's doing this.
Yeah, Eric, so if that's the case, seems like this technique clearly predates React server components. But I guess my question is, why don't we talk about it more often in the open source then?
Yeah, we don't talk about this very often in open source. And part of the reason why is because it's so difficult to do. It just takes a lot of doing to accomplish. But we want to make it super easy.
Yeah, so that's why we're introducing Rise Tools.
Rise Tools is a suite of libraries to help make server-defined rendering super easy for you to use in your mobile applications.
So I guess let's take a look at how you can incrementally adapt SDR in your app. And me and Eric, we happen to be working on this top secret application, so don't tell anybody what you're just going to witness.
Yeah, this app is super brilliant, very unique. But our idea is that we can deliver anything straight to your home with this gorgeous application. Oh, that's beautiful. And as you can, as you can see, the app is almost done, And on the home screen here, we have 3 sections, delivering groceries, delivering food from restaurants, and, delivering people in a taxi.
Right? And on a slightly lower level, what we have here is 3 React components for each section: groceries, restaurants, and taxis.
OK, so we're about to ship this application to production, but the marketing team actually wants to be able to experiment a little bit with the home screen. They want to be able to rearrange the sections of the home screen after we've shipped to production. So
I guess we can do a code push, right?
A code push. Well, we don't want to wait for the update to go through. Our users don't want to accept the update. And we really just need to be able to immediately make changes to our application in production.
So what about using server-driven rendering then?
Server-defined rendering, let's go.
Yeah. OK.
So we're going to use this new Rise component for the entirety of our home screen.
Yeah.
Let's see how to use it.
Let's do it. So as you can see, we are replacing the entire home screen content with this Rise component. And as you can see on the slide, it takes 2 props: components and model source.
Right. So the model source is the client that's going to connect to our new server that we're going to build.
And then you have components registry, which is a map of your client-side components that you can refer on the server by the key in the map. And here's what it looks like all together. So you have components registry, you have your model source, and obviously the Rise component.
OK, so to render the exact same UI that we were rendering before, we're going to send down JSON from the server that's going to correspond with each of these components that we've defined on the client.
Yeah. So now if you want to rearrange, all you have to do is send different order from the server that matches what you want your users to see right now.
All right.
So we're kind of ready to ship, right?
Yeah, Mike, I'm sorry. I just got a last-minute request from the marketing team. I know, I'm sorry. But it turns out they want the ability to prompt the users to collect some feedback. They want to run a forum, and they're running it next week. They haven't even designed the forum yet. I know they're throwing this at us last minute, and we really want to ship the app.
Yeah, I got you. So you all remember when we defined components for server rendering a few slides ago. I actually knew that this was going to happen, so I went ahead and I included the entire design system in there so that we can sort of satisfy ambitious requests of our marketing team, even after we ship.
Very sneaky. All right, these developers. All right, so let's go ahead and add that to the top of our home screen so we can ask the users for some feedback.
Yeah, so we're going to sort of go line by line, and first we'll start with our container, a view, then we'll go ahead and define its children. Obviously we need an icon. Luckily we have a dedicated icon component. Then we need the title. It's a simple string with, as a children. And then we need the button.
All right, so we've got this button.
Yeah.
And so what's going to happen when the user presses the button? Like we're defining this from the server, obviously, we're just sending JSON. So how can we send a function from the server?
Even though this looks nothing like React, it has a lot in common as far as like mental model. So we can do it with the props. But obviously, we can't use a function because there is no way you can transfer a function from the server to the client. Instead, we can write something that is an action, which defines the operation to run on the client when something happens.
OK, so you've got this navigate action, it looks like. But where has this been defined?
So, there is one more prop on the Rise component, and that's called actions. That's where you can define actions to run on the client. Just like with components, it's a map, and you can reference each action by the key. In this case, we have navigate with the handler, and the handler will be called each time navigation happens on the client.
OK, so here we're defining our on-press action, and we're specifying this path.
Yeah.
So how is this path going to be used?
So Rise component takes one more property, that's path obviously, and path lets you choose what to render from the server. So in our Super Deliver app, the concept is very simple. We have React navigation, and this is just dynamic screen. Like this is React navigation screen. It has Rise component inside. So when we do navigate action, what happens on the client is we're pushing another client-side route that is just rendering a different server route from the server using Rise with different paths. So you can think of path as a React navigation route param.
OK, so we can push screens that haven't even been defined on our client by the time we had shipped the app.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we're now ready to ship the app.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. OK, this is exciting. Actually, how about we take a look at the code to see what it's really like? How does this actually feel like to develop on?
Let's do it.
All right, we're going to dive into our code. It goes perfectly every time.
Yeah.
OK, so here's the app. Wow, it really does look like that.
Yeah.
We weren't kidding. Oh, jeez. OK, well, so here's all this JSON. So when we edit the JSON, I guess the app will update?
Hopefully, yes.
OK, nice. So I guess, is that because this is like a development build of the app?
Yeah, and the server is actually running, it's subscribed, like the mobile app subscribed to the server, so every time we change something on the server, the client will see it. So, I'm kind of making those edits inline, but you can think of it as doing instant deployments to production.
Right, but so it's not actually the development build of the app. It's that the production app is connecting to our server with WebSockets, and as we make changes, the changes are happening in front of the users live right now. That's how you can think about it.
Yeah.
So we've got all this JSON here. I'm laughing at this because I see at the top it says children, children, children.
Actually, a few more. Look at that. There's more.
Every time you define a component, you do this $sign component thing. Like, this is crazy. Have you been developing like this?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Man, you remember, like, people used to be like, JSX is bad, and we prefer JavaScript. Like, this is what happens, you know?
But this is 2024. People love JSX.
Yeah,
We're in a room full of React developers.
Yeah, I guess we're now like talking about different things on Twitter
Come on,
JSX.
there must be some way we can use JSX on the server here, right?
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to 2024, I guess.
Wow. How did you just do that? Is this real right now?
Yeah.
It just instantly changed. What is even happening here?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and change the
think
text
you're
again,
faking this.
so we can see this happening as we speak.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. So we've got JSX.
Yeah.
I see a bunch of weird components I don't understand, like this Y stack. We've got like gap with $2. Like that's not a number.
Yeah. So this is our design system, by the way. But what it is in fact is Tamagui, which we love. Tamagui is great.
It's Tamagui.
So we're using Tamagui here. So Xtag, Lucid Icon, all these components are coming from Tamagui, and the $sign is Tamagui specific way to sort of reference variable theme settings and stuff like that.
Okay, so let's go ahead and press the button. We've got to send some feedback.
Nothing happens.
That's
probably.
I guess we forgot to finish this.
Yeah, we didn't do the on-press. Okay, so let's go.
We're going to go ahead and add the on-press handler. And we're going to call this navigate helper, which is going to help us create this action that we had defined earlier. And here you can see we're referencing feedback form. And this feedback form, there's like a type error. It's like the page doesn't exist yet. I guess we've got to fix this quick because our users, they're looking at it like an empty screen right now.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and add a feedback form page in our model definition on the server. So this is going to add it to that dictionary of paths that are available on the server to query. And the feedback form is going to be a component with a stack, a vertical stack. Of course, get the padding in there. We want it to look beautiful. So we need a form here. So we're going to need to have like some sort of interactive form. Is that part of our design system already?
Yeah. 1 second, let me finish this up. I'm trying my best, but it's so cold here that my hands are like...
Don't worry, we're still getting warmed up, everybody. Yeah, exactly. Okay. The whole GeekConf is getting warmed up.
So, yeah, we obviously, we do have a very clean way to do forms in our design system. Instead of doing a bunch of boilerplate, we do have this rise form component that we use. It's pretty cool. You'll see.
Nice. Right. Okay, so the rise form has some interactivity baked into it already.
Yeah, totally.
And so we want to collect comments. So we want to need a comment field.
Yeah, let's do the input field.
The input field. Yeah.
It's like a normal input, but it has the label inside, which is
okay. So we want it to be a comment, and we'll have a label of what do you think, or comments. It's all good.
That's what Copilot thinks is better for us.
Yeah, exactly. Copilot's really in charge here.
That's the real person behind the demo, by the way. I'm just faking it.
Yeah, exactly. So we also need a button, right, for submitting.
Yeah.
What are we going to call the submit button? Is that going to be called? It's called submit button, of course. Okay. Yeah.
Nice movie, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
It's a very well named
API.
Okay, so it looks like this would work, but I can see there's a type error. We should fix all the type errors before, and it's telling us that we need the onSubmit handler.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to have a function here, but we need this actually. This isn't like navigate where the action is happening on the client. Like this is an event that we need to go to the server. From the server side, we need to see what our users are saying about the app. Like I'm sure they love it. This is the first time they've ever had something delivered. So the super deliver app, where it's a game changer. So we need a callback here. That's like a server-side callback. What are we going to do?
Yeah, so we can type in a function here. I know I said we can't do functions, but the thing is every time we write it, something nice is going to happen.
Right, so what we're sending is a different type of definition down to the client that's going to come back to the server when the form gets submitted, right?
So let's see what happens.
Hello, okay, submit, and
Nothing
then
happens.
It's going to go to the server. Can we see the server logs?
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Oh, you've been practicing.
Man, I know. I'm fast typing, yeah. So many shortcuts here.
Yeah, so can we get the values shown on the server?
Yeah, sure. So onSubmit takes, receives values as a argument. So when we console log it and we submit it, we
okay.
get it.
And then the server is going to need to respond with some behavior on the client. Like maybe it'll do some validation. Depending on the validation, it'll send a message to the client. What if we do a toast saying, thanks for the feedback?
Yeah. Sure. So we can return an action from our server as well. That way we can show a toast or do something extra as well. So let's say if somebody submitted feedback, we want to show them this toast, right?
Yeah.
OK, we're back.
OK, so we're returning a response, which is going to tell Rise tools that we're actually going to be providing an action. Because otherwise, if you send data straight back from the server, then that is going to be available asynchronously to the form component on submit handler. So it's actually entirely transparent. It's going to be able to send async data down to the client. So thank you for your feedback.
Yeah.
Let's see if that works.
Yeah, I already did it.
Oh, OK. Sorry. I'm not paying attention. All right.
Of course.
So
you can look there. That's right.
Yeah, so we've got the toast. OK, so what if they don't provide a comment? We should say, we need you to provide some comment.
Maybe I flip those if statements.
Oh, this is better.
Yeah.
OK. We need, return the response. Please provide some feedback. So now we have validation. What if they say they hate it, though? We don't want to know if they hate. Can we check to see if they're sending negative feedback and tell them to, try again, be a little bit more positive? Yeah, if the comment includes hate, we can't trust anyone who's using that kind of language,
Please provide more constructive.
Yeah, constructive feedback, exactly. All right. So let's make sure this works, right? We need to filter out all the negative feedback. Oh, wow, that's dark. OK. All right, good. So if they send good feedback, we would basically write it to the database at this point. But we want to navigate back as well. So how are we going to do that? We can do two things at once. We need to toast the user, thanks, and also navigate back.
We can return an array, and then we have a special action, which is go back. It's from the same package as navigate. So let's say this demo was awesome.
Oh, there we go. That's the kind of feedback we want to hear.
There you go.
There we go. Check it out. We built this entire feature in production. Cool. So as you've seen, we're doing this entirely in a JavaScript server, but actually this entire protocol between the client and server is fully documented. So if you want, you can implement servers in other languages, and we might even start to build other languages too. So let us know what language you want to see next.
Yeah.
But I think that was a lot of fun. And now we've seen what it's like to actually use server-defined rendering using Rise in an existing React Native app.
Yeah. So even though this demo was simple, we were showing you a lot of different features. And that's our vision for Rise, is to give you everything you need to build production-grade experiences. So that's why we were introducing Rise Kit, which is a suite of tools that enables you to deliver production experiences and quickly prototype new features for your users. And it has a bunch of things that you've seen already, like forms, obviously. Like this whole design system that I was referring to is just a sneaky way to tell you that we have this kit full of exciting features. And we would like to get your feedback on the roadmap, because our most important thing for us is to make sure that everything you need is there from the get-go.
Yeah, so the Rise Kit is really helpful. You can use this in your existing React Native apps. But what if you just want to experiment with Rise tools? Or what if you have a greenfield experience that you want to prototype? We want to make it so easy to get started. And that is why we've introduced Rise Playground. And this is an app that you can install. And what you can do is, once you install it, you put in the URL of your server. The Playground, it has all of Rise Kit. It connects to the server, and it allows you to quickly prototype things as you develop.
And it's available on the App Store and Google Play Store.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to go ahead and download it right now. If you can, you should probably do the same thing, because we have a demo coming up, and you're going to want to have Rise Playground. We're going to go to the App Store right now. We're all going to install it. Even if you're watching at home, it's probably a good idea to install.
Yeah, because it will be obvious after the talk. Anyway, the Playground, like Eric said, supports all the Rise kit of components and actions, and it's the easiest way to get started with Rise if you want to prototype it and see it for yourself.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just showing off our new stickers as well.
Oh, here's one as well, just for the people on the stream. The biggest one we have. Yeah, the big one. Okay, so how do we get started, right?
Yeah, so the client, this is a really exciting client. It's so easy, But I wish we had a way to get started developing the server side really easily.
Yeah, and this would be this if somebody remembers our previous talk where we had this what every open source project needs type of question. This is gone obviously, but there is one more thing that open source project needs, and that's the npm create.
Yeah, the beautiful one-line command. And this command gives you the entire server development environment that you need to get started. And it even will output a QR code that you can scan using the Playground app. So that way you can start prototyping really, really quickly.
So I guess what we can do now is we can do another demo and see what it's like to develop with npm create Rise.
Yeah, let's do it. This is the risky one. We've never done this demo, and it's going to be pretty exciting if it works. I don't want to get your hopes up, but do try to download Rise Playground in the App Store if you have the chance. I just downloaded it,
Ooh.
I totally didn't already have it downloaded, I was impromptu decision. Oh, so there's the QR code that we talked about.
Yeah.
Wait, but this is like a local IP address. We need this to be available for the whole world to see, right?
Yeah, so normally if this would happen, if anybody scanned the QR code, maybe it would work if you're on the conference Wi-Fi, but probably not. That's why we have this exciting built-in feature that I'm so proud of, which is built-in tunneling. We have proxy.rise.tools, which is our custom, based on open source, Golang proxy. It's super awesome, by the way.
Okay,
and,
so I'm going to scan it. If you have the app installed, you should scan it. Actually, I'm not scanning it. I'm taking a selfie. Hey.
Actually, I should make one as well, but oh.
All right. Well, we got to get to the demo. So hopefully you've all connected, or some of you have connected, and hopefully on your screen you see what I see. It says "Hello World." You just have to click connect when it asks if you want to connect to Vibes. So Vibes, is that?
Yeah.
That's what we're prototyping.
You feel the vibe?
Let's get started. Yeah, we're going to try to suss out the vibes, how people are feeling about Rise tools and what we've built so far.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to need to get started with a little bit of boilerplate that introduces what the available vibes are.
Yeah, so let's get started. This is what you see when you do npm create Rise. Obviously there is nothing with the vibes in here. So yeah, let's go ahead and add the vibes.
Oh, they're emojis. Yeah, I was wondering what the vibes were. Yeah.
There you go. Only good vibes,
Good vibes only, of course. Yeah.
So let's go ahead and maybe render them, because right now we have this hello world.
Let's get rid of the hello world. We want to show the vibes. Wow. Oh my God, your typing speed is really improved.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
Yeah.
this.
So I don't know if you see this on your phone, but I've got this question. What do you think about Rise tools with all these different buttons to press? And then I'm also looking at this code. I see there's vibes button. It's this is a component that's defined on the server. This is not a client component.
Yeah. So it's not only client-side components you can refer to from the server. You can also refer to other components defined purely on the server. In this case, vibe button is a server-only helper that sort of encapsulates the button logic. That's why you can pretty much organize your code on the server as well.
Awesome. So I'm pressing the button, but it's not doing anything. So we want to actually collect the vibes in some sort of server-side state. Can we do that?
Yeah, sure. So before we actually start this, we need to define the state, right? So I guess we can use the state.
Okay. So I see there's this state sort of hook thing that we're calling, where it gives you the state and it gives you a setter.
Yeah.
It's kind of like use state.
Yeah, but it's not. This is server-side state. It gives you, syncing across different clients. This is in-memory one, but we got a bunch of different ones as well.
Yeah, we have different models you can use, and state is just one of them. And here we have this transaction function. When the send vibe gets called, we set vibe state, and we are going to basically just increment the vibe that's being set.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and use this send vibe. Okay, so now we're going to send vibe, and also I can see there's a toast. So now I'm going to press the button. All right, so it's now interacting, and I guess it should be tallying the vibes as well.
Yeah.
It says, thanks for the fire emoji.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, let's go ahead and preview these things, right?
Yeah, we're saving the state, but we're not actually using it anywhere. What if we had a screen that was going to show us all of the vibes that people are sending?
I like this idea.
From in this room and from around the world, maybe, Everyone at home is following along, I'm sure.
So look at this.
Wow.
See how fast this is?
Wow, you're a fast typer.
This is an unreleased AI version of me.
Yeah, I'm not going to read all this code right now. It doesn't really matter. But
whatever.
We need to sort of add this. Hide it. No, we need to add this component to our models, right? And of course, it's going to need to access this state atom that we have on the server side.
Yes.
So in our models, we're going to need to go ahead and add this new thing.
Okay.
Oops.
Working with things like Jota on the client with React, this is pretty much it. When you call get vibe state, this will automatically subscribe to changes, so your client-side view will refresh automatically whenever there is any state change.
This is great. So it's all tied in with the WebSockets.
Yeah.
As soon as the state changes, the view reruns, and we're rendering the new screen.
Yeah.
So we need to navigate now to this new screen because we're not able to see it yet.
Let's do it here. I guess it's a good place.
Okay, so we're going to have a button that says See Results.
And this is the showtime.
Okay, so I guess we're all going to send some nice vibes, and then you can open See Results. Wow. Whoa, we're on fire. Look at this. Well, thank you for all the good vibes. Wow.
And we're not pressing, so this is not scripted.
Yeah,
you know?
Usually I'm jamming the buttons, but this is truly you all who's contributing to this. To the amazing vibes. Wow, it seems like they really think we're on fire.
This reminds me of those YouTube videos that show, the stock value of different businesses changing like for 20 years. This is pretty sick.
What if we started voting for the rocket ship because we want to go to the moon? Can we all vote for the rocket ship right now? I'm going to vote. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to the moon. Okay, this has been fun.
I think it's
thank you for participating.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now it's probably a good time to close this before it breaks.
Yeah,
right?
Your whole computer is going on fire.
We
this
have
is the server being used around the world, right?
Yeah, totally. Oh my God. The fact that I remember all the screenshots, all the key bindings here is like amazing.
Oh,
all right.
This was fun.
Yeah.
So we just built an entirely new experience and tested it on our phones within like 5 minutes. This has been super fun.
Yeah. My hands are warmed up now.
Yeah, now you're warmed up, but the talk is almost over. So
yeah. So this has been our introduction to Rise Tools. Obviously, check out our website at rise.tools.
Yeah, we want to give a huge thank you to our awesome contributors. Rise Tools is actually just a few weeks old, but we've already had some amazing people, especially Arpit, who helped make this CLI possible and gave us a really beautiful new homepage available now at rise.tools. Kohan helped make the CLI so beautiful. And thank you to all these amazing conferences that are inviting us to speak, because we really are excited about what we're doing here.
Yeah. And so you're obviously invited to join our community. Please follow us on Twitter, join our Discord server, and start our repo on GitHub, because we want to be trending. And it's a great time to get involved right now, especially if you're looking after getting to know React internals a bit, because we're trying to sort of do some very, very exciting low-level stuff that is coming up. And we will be speaking at React Universe Conf in September. So come join us. That will be fun.
We've got some really exciting stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
We hope you love this concept of server-defined rendering as much as we do. The Rise Tools ecosystem enables you to deliver incredible new experiences to your users faster than ever before. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.